What's up, y'all? It's your favorite big sister here, Jet Carter, and I'm back with another episode of Have Y'all Seen It? And we're gonna do a love story, the John F. Kennedy and Carolyn Bessette Kennedy love story. Ryan Murphy, that's who I was thinking of. And actually, he also did this, which you guys should check out. It's another series about Versace, and it's through FX. And I love the way he storytells. If I'm not mistaken, I think he does the same storytelling on Netflix with the Jeff, no, is that him? No, I'm getting mixed up, don't make me lie. But for sure he did the Versace story and he did this story. So I'm not going to break it up from 1 through 9 because pretty much their story is well known worldwide. I remember hearing about it when I was about 11. Well, their love story, I remember hearing about it when I was probably like 7 or 8, you know, snooping around, listening to what our parents got to say. But John and Carolyn, first of all, Carolyn is a fashion it girl unknowingly, so modest about it. Working at Calvin Klein, is a creative director, a fashion designer. She started as an assistant, but her boldness and her confidence got her into the rooms, which is how she got into the rooms to meet John F. Kennedy Jr. I love a woman like that. I love a woman that does not let things stop them from doing the things that they know they should be doing. They know they should be in those rooms and they just keep going. And that's exactly who Carolyn Bessette was. And pretty much they meet. She give him a very hard time. She's not so easy because she was well aware of who he was, but she did not want to be, she didn't want to be easy for him. She didn't want to be throwing herself all over him because she was there to do a job. She got into the party to do a job. She didn't get into the party to meet John F. Kennedy. And matter of fact, Calvin Klein, imagine that. Imagine your boss named Calvin Klein and he's introducing you to John F. Kennedy Jr., which is crazy to even think about. So Calvin Klein is the one that introduced the two. Mind you, she snuck into this party but still ended up being a guest, which is crazy. And so basically he asked her out on a date. She go for the date or whatever. He late to the date. Sir, why are you late? And I'm talking about like an hour late. Not just 30 minutes, but an hour late. Shows up on his little bicycle, because if you knew John F. Kennedy Jr. back in the day, he loved to ride his bicycle everywhere. That was his thing. Shows up on his bicycle late, sweaty, everything. She was getting ready to go. She was like, no, I'm about to go. I think she left him. Oh, I gotta go back. I think she did leave him. And she was so, because she was just that mad, which I would have been mad too. And so after that, he made sure he was like sending flowers to her house. I mean, to her job, you know, trying to impress her. She wasn't taking it. She wasn't biting, nothing, none of that. So that's the pilot. So after that, there's the pool party, right? They meet again. So then he definitely is trying to be on her radar or whatnot, and they get together. But then for a short period of time, because at the same time he's dating this actress, I guess, or I wouldn't say dating, they were messing around, and so they were spotted together. And so, you know, word travels fast. You're working in the Calvin Klein industry, and you're so-called, the rumor is that you're dating John F. Kennedy Jr., but he's in the newspaper with a whole nother bitch. So anyway, so she like back off from him. She focuses on her career. She's doing her thing at Calvin Klein. She's again, they're dealing with other people, so she's dealing with this male model, and she's like building this career for him. And yeah, she kind of was just like shunning him away. She saw him at the party, saw you, cool, okay, let's move on. And so then that is when they tell the story about Jackie Kennedy, where she ends up getting sick. And so she gets sick and she passes away. And he wanted somebody that was going to bring him comfort. And Carolyn has always done that for him. And that's exactly where he went. Like, he went to Carolyn, and that is when they started like really like seeing each other exclusively. Like I think she moved in at this time, so they're a couple like he is showing up and people know like that's your man, to the point that she had to end up like telling Calvin Klein like, look, I think I gotta quit. I don't know, I don't want to quit because I love working and I like making my own money and I love what I do, but yeah, the press is getting crazy. So then Carolyn ends up visiting the family, child. Oof. One thing about it, when it comes to meeting the family, it's very, very tough. Because it's like, am I here, who am I here to impress? Am I supposed to be impressing people? I don't know how I'm supposed to act. Should I be quiet or should I talk? Or what should I do? Like, it's very, very intimidating. And so his family was intimidating. Matter of fact, they remind me of the royal family, honestly, the way they were treating her. Like his auntie, his great aunt, called her out for having a beautiful scarf around her neck at the dinner table, asking if she's cold. It's like, ma'am, this is fashion. Mind your business. Like, we're wearing this. But she was trying to call her out, embarrassing her, telling her she came down for breakfast too late to have coffee. Bitch, a cup of coffee, John, if you don't give me a cup of coffee, like I can't have a cup of coffee because I woke up when I wanted to wake up. Yeah, no, absolutely not. So she ended up meeting the family, so that intimidated her because it was like, damn, I love this man, but his family is not so nice. Like, I don't know if I want to be married into this family. So then there's the park, child. The famous fight. I remember seeing pictures of the fight. I remember that vaguely. Again, I was a little girl that snooped around. Especially when it had something to do with girls in fashion, please. And I remember that fight. And so the famous fight in the park, because, oh, also on the family trip, he proposes to her, but she's like, I don't know. Let me think about it. That is what I'm talking about. She did not just throw herself to him, and I'm not saying that everybody should be the same, but she just wanted to think about what she was doing. She knew she wanted to be with him, but she didn't know if she could mentally handle everything that came with him, from the fame to his family to everything he had going on, because he was a attorney and he was published in a magazine, so he had a lot of things going on, and she did not want her light to be dimmed as a fashion designer. I think she was a fashion designer. Let me get this correct. Let me fact check this, because she either was a fashion designer and a creative director, or a creative director and a fashion designer, but let me fact check that real quick. Yes, so she was an American fashion publicist. So she was a publicist. That's what she was. That was her title. So she didn't want her light dimmed as a publicist, a fashion publicist. And who would not? Like, who? I mean, for me, like, if you're doing something that you love to do, you definitely don't want nobody to take it away from you. You don't give a damn who it is. You don't want nobody to take that away from you, because it's like, it's like God bless you with that gift. Like, why are we not using it? And she liked her independency, so it was one of those things where she was like, let me just think about this, let me see what this entails, let me see what's going to go through, can I handle your family? I don't know. And so they end up having a fight in the park because of that reason, because he was embarrassed. Everybody found out that she left him on red basically for the proposal, and so he's like, why you don't want to marry me? Like, what's going on? Like, I thought you said you loved me. And she's like, I do, I just need to think about this. And you know, once they had a little spat or whatever, they then decide that they are going to get married. They have the wedding. The wedding was gorgeous, but during the wedding, Calvin Klein got upset. I don't even think he went. And he was really upset because he was expecting for Carolyn to ask him to design her wedding dress. She did not. She had her friend, I think his name was Andre. I'm going to list it down below. Andre something. He designed it. Her friend. And he was an up-and-coming designer. She believed in his designs, and so she chose to go with him. I mean, I don't know. I like that she gave her friend a chance. You know, like when it comes to the fashion industry, I get it. It can be catty, but she was seemed to be down to earth that way, because most people wouldn't have done that. And she chose her friend. Wedding, beautiful, gorgeous dress. She chose right, did a good job. They got married in this old church, like so small, like I'm talking about like looked like slavery church. But it was so beautiful. Wedding was gorgeous. All right, now we're jumping back into, where are we now? I think we are at, because again we're not doing 1 through 4, we're just gonna go through. Okay, so this is after the wedding. Obsession. Oh, whew. Those people nearly drove that lady crazy. And when I say those people, I'm talking about paparazzi. That lady could not go nowhere. It was to a point that they were coming out the house to go to work, and their car couldn't move. And he came out there before she came out. He was like, look, I'm gonna introduce my wife, y'all can take a couple pictures, ask her a couple questions, but that's it. Do not harass her. Them people did not hear not one thing that man said. Them people did not hear nothing John said. Like, they stalked that lady so much to the point that it gave her an anxiety. She stopped wanting to go out. She stopped wanting to, she was a party girl. She liked to go to the club. She liked to have a few drinks, you know, like just because she's married don't mean she can't do it. And actually that was his lifestyle too. Like, so he started feeling the wrath of, my wife don't want to go anywhere. And so like it started like building this wedge in between the relationship because of the paparazzi. Like, she had a whole interview because she quit Calvin Klein, and so she ended up getting an interview at Ralph Lauren, and they surrounded the building till she just was like, I'm not going out anymore. Like, I'm just not gonna go out anymore. Like, I'm just done. And so the next episode is where she starts feeling this feeling of she don't belong, and she was an outcast of the family, to the point that Princess Diana, God bless the dead, she passed away during that time. And Carolyn nearly lost it because she was just like, I just saw her, I just talked to her, me and her relatable, and now I feel some kind of way. She felt like how Princess Diana was feeling when it came to John and his family. And so John was feeling a certain kind of way too, because he was like, you know, his mom, once his dad died, she died too as well with him. And so he did not want Calvin to be feeling that way, so he ended up moving out, child, because they got into a fight. So he ended up moving into a hotel for whatever reason. Then they start going to therapy or whatnot, and then that's when they get back together. He's still trying to get her out the house, and so they end up planning a trip to Martha's Vineyard. And so they plan a trip to Martha's Vineyard. He wants to fly his helicopter, child, for whatever reason. He had just got his license and stuff like that, so he had just started flying, so he wanted to do it. So Lauren, which is Carolyn's sister, John calls her and asks her if she wants to get a ride or whatever, and that was, I guess, his way of still trying to get back in good with Carolyn. So that's how Lauren ended up with them. They're on the plane, everything is going fine until this fog just takes over. And how they explain it is that the fog kind of took them under. It's like they went into like a deep sleep, basically. The plane and everything went into a deep sleep, and basically that's what killed them. And so they go on this search party. You know, Caroline is hysterical because she lost, not only did she lose her mom, her dad, and now she lost her brother, and they were very, very, very close. And they searched for them, the president searched for them, and they found the plane, and they finally found them, and that was that. Carolyn's mom had an issue with the fact that Lauren was not acknowledged, and they pretty much tried to drag Carolyn's name through the mud, saying that if it wasn't for her wanted to get her nails done, they would have left on time. They wouldn't have been flying through bad weather. Like, they was trying to put it on Carolyn, and she was like, no, y'all not about to drag my daughter that's dead, her name, through the mud. Like, absolutely not. And also, my other child matters too. I lost 2 daughters that day. Y'all do know that, right? And so her and Caroline have this, like, of course they have like this moment because they've lost these people, and it was just so sacred. And so they decide to disperse their ashes over, I think is the specific sea. Y'all, I'ma fact check that. I'm not sure which sea it was, but they ended up dispersing their ashes over the sea, and I thought it was just so beautiful. I would have loved to see their love story in today's time, because when I say, like, to see a fashion icon, Carolyn Bessette Kennedy, and, you know, the heartthrob, like, create magic, like, people that have chemistry like that, you just know, like, their love story is just so beautiful. Sometimes it go good, sometimes it go bad. Angelina, Brad Pitt, we ain't gonna say the names, but, you know. But then we got, who's the heartthrob? And I don't know, I'm trying to think. Oh, I don't know, it's not looking too good. Oh, I don't know. I would say Beyonce and Jay-Z, but that's too early. But he's not a heartthrob, is he? No, not really. Will Smith and Jada. We'll say Will Smith and Jada. Hey, that's hey. We're gonna take what we can get. Will Smith and Jada. You know, that's a love story that has prevailed. You know what, Michelle and Barack, that's what we got. But then we didn't watch their love story grow. I read about the love story, which is pretty good. If you have not read Miss Michelle Obama's book, please read it. It is so good. But yeah, I'm trying to think what celebrities we got that they love stories. We saw them create, build up, and then come into a magic successful thing. I don't know, I have to think about that. But anyway, y'all, that is a love story, John F. Kennedy and Carolyn Bessette story on Hulu. It's a FX production, FX presents, and Ryan Murphy is the director and the producer of that show. Please go watch it. It is so beautiful. I think I watched it 3 times. I had to watch it 3 times. Well, I had to watch it for the 3rd time because I had to go back and take notes for, you know, my job. But I watched it twice because I just could not get enough of it, and I also thought I was missing some stuff, and so I had to go back and watch it again. It is a very, very, very good story. Yeah, check it out on Hulu. All right, y'all, again, it's your favorite big sister here, Jet Carter. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and also follow. Hit that ding bell so you'll know when I post. And also too, if y'all have some shows and movies that y'all want me to review, let's do it. Comment below. I'm gonna be looking out and watching, and we're gonna do this. All right, peace, love, let's go.